Welcome to the Note to Self podcast. I'm your host, Zoe. I'm a certified professional life coach, serial entrepreneur, verified YouTuber, and published author. On this podcast, you can expect actionable tips, reflections, and inspiration to live your best, most fulfilling life. So, let's get started. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Note to Self. I am so excited to share today's episode with you today because I feel like this is something that has circled back in my life multiple times. And having it be something that has circled back, I've always gained new awarenesses, new insights, and been able to really transform energy around jealousy. So today's note to self is going to be some questions and some tips for transforming jealousy projections, whether they're on you or you feel them coming from you. So we can only ever come from two different energies. In everything we do, we are either coming from love or we're coming from fear. And this is also abundance or lack. Love and abundance, that type of energy has many different feelings, emotions. It has a large spectrum. And so does fear, right? Because fear is also insecurity. It's also jealousy. It can provoke feelings of feeling not good enough. So I just want to preface this episode by really tuning into that. As in, any time that we're moving through life, any action that we take, we're either coming from love or fear. And the reason why I wanted to preface this episode with this today is because I'm going to be sharing a little bit into a personal example that occurred for me in the last week where someone was jealous of me. And I know that it feels and can feel a little bit uncomfortable to sort of state or like claim someone was jealous of me. For me personally, that's always been the case anyways, and it's definitely been something that I've felt that I could only really bring into coaching settings at first because it was just weird to say, like, someone's jealous of me when really in my being, I just felt like I just want to be friends and good with everyone. Like, why am I provoking this emotion to come from someone else when I'm only coming from love and kindness? So we live in an abundant universe. There's more than enough for everybody. And with that being said, I feel like jealousy or the feeling that jealousy brings is and is always ever just a notification system. It's the universe's way of signifying to you like, hey, this person is actually showing you what's possible for you. There's nothing to be jealous of because any time that someone is showing you a new aspect to your realm of possibilities, it makes it that much closer for you if it's something that you're desiring. It's like little breadcrumbs from the universe. But again, it doesn't make it comfortable when you're at the receiving end of that because you know and can really resonate or validate what that other person is experiencing when they're projecting jealousy on you. So, my coach, Angie, she gave me a really good visual for just when you're starting to understand or feeling into perhaps some jealousy that's being projected on you or within your circle. So she said, imagine you're holding a candle. You're holding a candle in your hands and it's delicate. You know that if you walk too fast, you start running, it's just going to blow out. And she said, like, really visualize this and tune into who is trying to perhaps blow that candle out versus who is trying to shield it. And as soon as I tuned into that visual, I realized that this person who was projecting jealousy onto me, she was quite a bit older than me, and it was someone who I felt like I had a much different relationship with that than with. So there was different levels of which that was hurting me, my feelings inside, or just having me look at what needs to be healed. But when I had that visual, I was like, hey, her actions, her words were actually one of blowing out my candle when all I've ever wanted to do was shield hers. So that's not actually an equal energy exchange. And that's not actually the energy that I want to be surrounded by. And as soon as I brought that visual to the forefront, it was very clear for me that the universe is always serving us in our highest good, and it's always providing us with clarity on how to continue rising. This individual who was projecting onto me was really closing in on a space that was triggering me in the sense that they were desiring me to play small, or they were discouraging my dreams and my goals. And that's not actually the world that I live in. I live in the world that all things are possible and that I am the creator of my reality. So, in fact, although, yes, that hurt, and yes, it was uncomfortable, and yes, it triggered a deep wound, especially because it was very similar patterning and behavior than my mother. So, it was really hitting me at a core. It was a beautiful opportunity for me to dive into my own depths and really clear that out and say, hey, the universe is just trying to show me who's actually shielding my flame and encouraging my flame to grow. And as we grow and expand, the universe is always naturally going to provide us with clarity of, yes, more of this. Nope, this actually isn't in alignment with you. Let it go. Be okay with letting it go. And so, yeah, in addition to that analogy, in addition to that visual, I wrote out a few questions in my notes in my notes section that I that are here to bring me back. And I think they could really help bring you back from the trigger, right? So when we are triggered, again, I want to acknowledge and validate it's deeply uncomfortable, especially if you experienced jealousy projections as a child. It can hit in those deeper places. So the first question is that the energy I want in my life? Is that the energy I want in my life? And for me personally, that's like a hard no, because like I said, I'm going places, you're going places. Nurturing energy, supportive energy, anabolic energy. Anabolic energy is the building up energy. There's anabolic and catabolic. Catabolic is destructive energy, or energy that brings you down. I am continuously setting the energetic precedent that I'm only available for anabolic energy. The next question that I have to bring clarity, to bring ourselves back when we might feel that trigger or be sitting with those uncomfortable feelings is that energy does that energy allow me to feel safe to fully express myself? Does that energy that that person is projecting allow me to feel safe to fully express myself? And if the answer is no, then that's not a supportive and nurturing environment. And I'm simply no longer available for that. And people will fall away. I think that the most of you who are listening to this podcast have had friendships, for example, fall away, or relationships fall away. And it's a natural part of life. I really want to bring some more normalization to that it's natural that as you grow and evolve, that you shed different layers of yourself. And sometimes those layers are friendships. Sometimes those layers are attachments. Sometimes they're relationships. I recently created a YouTube video on my channel that was normalizing basically friendship breakups, because there's a lot of content out there around romantic breakups, but not a lot around friendship breakups. So I'll leave that link down below if that would be supportive of you in sort of just normalizing that, yes, it's okay that people grow out of each other. Yes, it's okay that if you don't feel safe, it's okay to let go. And it's okay to reach for things that feel good and to let go of those things that don't. And the thing is, people always fall away. You've been through this before, you can do it again. When people fall away, it always creates space for more alignment. It creates space for new friendships, perhaps, or new relationships to enter your life that are going to be more of an energetic match to where you are presently at. And what's meant for you won't miss you. It's as simple as that. And I want to add in a little side note here. I think it's still relevant, but I wrote it in my notes phone because it's something that popped in as a concern to my ego when this person was projecting jealousy onto me. So I wasn't feeling safe, and I fully recognized that. And I wasn't feeling safe in my body because, like I said, it was very much a reminder of the way that my mother treated me when I was a young child. And so I didn't feel safe. And then my ego was starting to create some stories around the evil eye and people giving you the evil eye, and if people are sending you that negative energy, like what if it starts to affect me? What if it's like black magic or something like that? And I know that's probably not the case for everyone, but I feel like it might be a little bit supportive to maybe some of you out there who uh have a little bit of a superstitious mind sometimes. So I created some statements. I am divinely protected, and no one can create my reality but me. I am divinely protected feels so good when I think about that. I just imagine this beautiful light auric bubble surrounding me and me just feeling so safe and so cozy to be exactly who I am in that. I am divinely protected and in being exactly who I am. And then also no one can create my reality but me. That is extremely empowering and that I know to be true. So, okay, that eliminates all of the fears or what was showing up for me around, the evil eye, black magic stuff, all that. But then I have a beautiful, beautiful question that will really round out the final notes of this podcast. So, the question to ask yourself as you move through really coming to understand that you're simply unavailable for holding on to or keeping attachments that don't feel safe and don't feel nurturing to you. And a powerful, beautiful question I have for you today is, who is holding you really big, right? If there's one person who's projecting that to play for you to play small, who in your life is holding you really big? So Angie asked me this, and I immediately just felt my heart space beam and light up. And I thought about, well, Angie, who's coaching me right now, she is always holding me really big. So are all of my coaches and practitioners that I work with. And I thought about the friendships in my life, the friendships that I've specifically made in Bali, like Grayson, Kate, Katya, Jade, and many more. And these beautiful friendships that I have, they have just been so soul fulfilling. And they happened so instantly in my life, which was really special to take a leap of faith, to move across the world to a country I've never been like before, and land in to some of the most beautiful friendships I've ever had in my entire life. That's special. And I've also got friends that are holding me big and have held me big through my entire life in all my different chapters. And when I tune into that energy, I just feel so much gratitude. And I know you will too. And in fact, I just want to add myself to the list. I'm holding you really big. I am holding you so big. You are so capable of everything your heart desires. You are so capable of those big dreams that you have. And just remember that you can add me to your list when you have the who is holding you big list. And also one more little tidbit to add on is focusing on where you're going, right? So now you've got awareness around everyone who's holding you big, and then remind yourself of where you're going and all the great things that you're doing, right? Those visions that you're manifesting into reality, everything you've got going for you. Really starting to focus on this is like, you know what? I don't have time for people who are projecting jealousy onto me. I just don't have time for that. I know where I'm going. I know that I'm the creator of my reality, and I know how unstoppable I am. So, a few examples that I wrote on my list of where am I going. Well, I'm presently creating a new level of wealth for myself. I've got powerful new foundations in my business. I've got passive income structures. I've got an incredible momentum um, throughout my entire life. I've got this new spaciousness energy, this new spring cleaning energy, an energy of effortless ease and empowered energy. And I mean, all of this stuff is all around, really. I have this mantra that's more fun, more freedom, more finances. And I've got, like I said, these amazing friendships and deep connections and a beautiful connection with my family, my parents, and I'm calling in big things in love too. I've got so much going for me. I really have no time to focus on people who are trying to bring me down. I'm just going to focus on who I am and where I'm going and the incredible, beautiful hearts and support system that I have surrounding me. That's all I need, really. And so I really hope that this note to self helped you guys today. Through uncomfortable situations like this, we go through, when we learn and decide to have that growth mindset through them, we gain wisdom about our own lives. And then we can inspire those around us to step up to even greater potentials for themselves, to ignite their most beautiful and brilliant future. And with that being said, I would love to invite you to a free 3-day masterclass series I'm hosting on May 5th to 7th. And this is called From Story to Authorship to Royalties. This is a free 3-day training that I'm going to be hosting inside of a Facebook group. And it's to find the story within, build out your book context, and create your next steps. But regardless if you've got a book idea, I really know that this masterclass would benefit anyone who wants to take part in it. The first day is all about the superpower of storytelling and getting clarity on your shareable stories. We've all been through so many things in life. We've been through so many different chapters, so many different experiences. We've got so much wisdom inside of us and a lot of untapped wisdom, right? We've got a lot of powerful insights and powerful truths that can really ignite this world. So whether or not you want to write a story, I encourage you to attend, because understanding the art of storytelling and understanding, let's say, 5 different stories that you personally have that you can share can be super valuable for, let's say, if you're an entrepreneur and you're looking for content to post on your social media, or if you're trying to get people to enroll on, let's say, a trip that you want to plan and a holiday you want to plan, and having a story of like how backpacking Europe or going to Thailand changed your life will definitely get all your friends on board. And the second day is the formula for gaining momentum and opportunities as an author. So this is just really going to talk about the power of sitting down and having an intentional writing practice each day that will open up opportunities that you didn't even know was possible. And there's just some magic stuff in there, but I won't get into it. I'll save it. And the last day, day 3, is in training to the energy of passive income while you write. Passive income is one of my favorite subjects. And right now I'm like very focused on next level wealth creation. So I just feel like that module as well is just going to be absolutely supercharged. And you are totally worthy and deserving of having passive income. I feel like I want to create a whole episode on that. So I'm actually going to type a little note section in my phone right now about talking about passive income and in training to that vibration and that frequency to open up some channels for you and give you some inspiration around that. And yeah, sending you guys all the love today. Thank you for listening. I hope this helped you. And if it did, please share it and rate this podcast. It would really mean a lot to me. Or send it to someone who might need it. And I'll talk to you again in the next episode. Thank you for listening to Note to Self. If you enjoyed this episode, please help me out by rating and reviewing this show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If my energy is resonating with you and you feel the call to work with me, there are an abundance of ways to do so. I offer one-to-one life coaching programs, mastermind containers, and DIY courses, all of which are available through my website, zoearielpoulsen.com. Until next time, take note of all the abundance that surrounds you as you make the most of this game called life.